action from the Flying Eagles of Nigeria, who right now they've jetted out to Morocco ahead of the 20 AFCON that will be coming up in Egypt. Welcome you on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adini Aji Shafe. Well, Coach Ladan Bosso actually released the 25-man list yesterday concerning that particular competition that will be coming up in Egypt. We'll be looking at the first story, Ladan Bosso 25-man list. Foreign-based player. Three of them actually make that particular call there, starting with that first story. And I have Olawale Peters in the studio.
Good morning, Adeni. My pleasure being here. A good one for our Flying Eagles. And let's see what will happen. We have been the dominant when it comes to the under-20 AFCON. We've won the title 7 times. And let's see if we're going to cap it up by winning it for the 8th time this time around. And if you look at the preparation from the teams, it has been very fantastic, and they are playing more like a team, like a unit, and both the defense, the attack, and the midfield. That's why they scored 17 good goals in last 3 friendly matches. So that means you can't take it away from them. Anytime they play, whenever they play, they must score goals. Not that they will score a goal, they will score goals. Plural. That shows that they have what it takes. A very good one.
A very good one. Talking about the Flying Eagles right now, they move out to Egypt, rather, to Morocco, I beg your pardon, where they'll be moving from there to Egypt ahead of AFCON for their final campaign. But the good thing right now is that what a lot of people have been waiting for, finally, the list has been released, and let's look at that list and those who actually made that court. Goalkeepers, Nathaniel Nwosu from Water FC, Chijoke Anigboso from Giants Brilla, Saeed Akambi of Adoration FC. You have defenders Daniel Bamayi of Yom Yom FC, Michael Ologo, Istanbul, that should be in Turkey. You have Abel Oguche, 12 bucks from Sweden, Solomon Agbalaka from Bro City, Augustine Njoku, Abia Warriors, Benjamin Frederick, you have him from Nasarawa United. Well, the midfield now, you have Daniel Daga, that's from Dakada FC, Onuche Ogbelu, Nasarawa United, Musa Usman Mohammed. That's 2 players now from Milantaki FC, 2 of them. You have Jonathan Nicholas for Simoiben FC, Shatima Umar, Mehaniam FC, and you have Caleb Ochiduku there from Mavlon FC. The forward, you have Jude Sunday from Real Sapphire, Francis Ayuba from Nasarawa United, Adams Olamilekon from Remo Stars, Ahmed Abdullahi from Ghent of Belgium, Haliru Seriki from Makunkele FC, and you have Emmanuel Uchegbu from Plateau United. Yeah,
what a good squad, and what a good team list. Most of these players, we are used to them already. It's not that they just bringing in new players that we are not used to, or that they are not used to themselves. So it's bringing the blend, the teamwork into the teams. And if you ask me, how they doing it to score 17 goals in 3 matches? From this squad, from this 21-man list, you can see that it's going with the same number of defenders, attackers, and midfielders. It's not concentrating more on either the midfielders or the attackers. 6 midfielders, 6 defenders, and 6 attackers. So that means you can tweak your selection, your formation to the way you like, or the way the game is going at that particular point in time. So a very good one. I'm so confident with the team list, with what the boys have done, and with what they are going to do when they get to Egypt. Sincerely, when it comes to the Golden Eaglet, Flying Eagles, we are always getting it right. So that's why I have that confidence on the team that they will make us proud when the competition starts in Egypt. So our opponent also, we should not underrate them. We shouldn't underrate anybody. When it comes to football nowadays, it's not about what you've done in the past. In fact, we are the team that every country or every team wants to beat based on our antecedent, based on our past achievement. So we should be going there with that mindset that everybody wants to beat Nigeria. They want to make a name by beating Nigeria. They have it in their record that we've beaten Nigeria, the 7 times champions or winners of this competition.
Now, if you look at the match we showed earlier, that particular game saw us winning 4-2 against Junior Chipolopolo of Zambia. And in that game, even though the goalkeeper, yes, advantage for him is the fact that he's very tall and with long arms and all that. But a lot of people are looking at, he needs to maximize that particular opportunity he's having, that advantage of being very tall among all the players. You can see him there standing out. Yeah. and we saw some goals actually he conceded. Really needs to work more on this. Although I remember the coach in the interview in this particular clip, he was saying, well, they know a lot of things they need to work on, conceding such cheap goals.
Okay, one of the reasons, the importance of having a friendly match is to work on your weaknesses. So that's the truth. So this one has shown that there are areas that it needs to work on or it needs to cover. People normally have this perception that if you're a tall goalkeeper, you should be the best. No. If you are tall, for you to bend is very difficult.
Yes.
It's very difficult because, you know, the height alone will make it difficult for you to dive the way you want to do it. But it's all about flexibility. You need to work more on your flexibility and your mobility as a keeper. So if you can do that, no matter how tall you are, you'll be able to maneuver. Look at Buffon, for example. It's very tall also, but you work on his mobility and flexibility. So that's why it's very difficult for you to score one-on-one against him. You know how to spread, to take advantage of his height. So it's like you want to score an ant, want to score a giant, and you see the giant falling on the ground. You are like, where do I want to play the ball to? So that's what I think we need. We don't need to really condemn him. Yes, he considered cheap goals. He's just 20 years old. So definitely that is expected of him. But the best thing is for the coach to look into what causes those issues. Is it that we are not even good when it comes to set pieces? Because you don't leave everything to the keeper all alone. If your defenders are not defending you very well, definitely you'll be exposed. And once you are exposed, cheap goals like this will come in. So the first question is, what happened to the defenders? How do we do our marking? Is it man-on-man that we do when it comes to set pieces, or we allow everybody to free flow with the ball? That needs to be worked on. Also, the keeper also needs to work on. We don't need to be blaming keeper for every goal that the keeper concedes. We look at the defenders also. What did they do? Did they fail to do what they are expected to do? If they do that, have you seen the goal post before? How big and how wide it is. So it's very difficult. It will be very difficult for keeper to save all the balls coming in. So that's my take on that.
Well, while we're talking about this, I still recall vividly what Coach Ladan Bosso said. Still in that particular clip, let's listen to Ladan Bosso, what he said after that particular friendly that was played. That was on Friday last week. Let's listen to him.
But then the boys are, blending well.
The most important target is first of all for us to qualify for the World Cup. So winning the trophy, or whatever trophy comes ahead, I hope the winning is just a bonus. But our primary assignment is to go and qualify for the World Cup. And that is when Nigeria will be happy, because the more we qualify for the World Cup, the more players will get space to play in Europe.
Good one there, coming from Ladan Bosso. Just the main thing, the target is to go through AFCON and also qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah, we've won the tournament before, we won the trophy before, we won the titles before. So just like you said, we shouldn't go there with that pressure that we must win half.
At least the last four will qualify.
Yes, once we get to semi-final, we are going to qualify for the World Cup. So what he's doing is the best tactics. Don't put too much pressure on the players. Your goal is to get to semi-final. So after the semi-final, the rhythm can now change to, okay, let's look at the trophy. So I think that is a very good one. And you made mention of something also that is very important. The more the players get exposed, the more they get opportunity to play in Europe. So it's like they are really doing themselves a favor, not only that they are doing us a favor, like the Super Eagles that they believe coming to Nigeria to play for us, they are doing us a favor. It's a very good one coming from the coach. A very psychology that he needs to really do to work more on the players.
A good one there coming from Ladan Bosso. Right now, Nigerians are waiting. What will the Flying Eagles be doing at the Nations Cup coming up in Egypt? We actually wait that they will be able to perform well in that encounter and also qualify for the World Cup. Now, away from that story, let's talk about the FIFA best coach that have been, at least the final list have been released. The nominees now, we have 3 coaches left. We have Carlo Ancelotti, Real Madrid, Pep Guardiola, Manchester City, and you have Lionel Scaloni, the man that coached Argentina to win the World Cup. So the 3 of them is a big one here.
Yeah, a big one. And unfortunately, none of them have won the award before in 2016 when it started. And we've had only one national team coach that won it. In 2016, it was Claudio Ranieri of Leicester City that won it based on the good performance of Leicester City for winning Premier League. Then in 2017, it was won by Zinedine Zidane of Real Madrid and their Champions League. In 2018, it was won by Didier Deschamps because of France's fantastic performance and winning the World Cup. In 2019 and 2020, Liverpool coach, Jurgen Klopp. He won it because of his performance, both Premier League and Champions League. And 2021, who do you think won it? Can you remember?
Thomas.
Thomas Tuchel won it. So, okay, because of your interest for Chelsea, I thought maybe you won't want to say that. So Thomas Tuchel also won it because of his own performance. Now, comes to 2022, which they are doing 2023. You look at the three coaches. Look at Pep Guardiola, he won Premier League. Look at Carlo Ancelotti, he won what? La Liga and Champions League. And look at Scolani, he won the World Cup. So to me, it's between Ancelotti and Scaloni, because Ancelotti has an upper hand because he won 2 trophies, that La Liga and Champions League. And currently, okay, this year's one is not going to count for them because they are playing the World Club final also currently now. So that is not going to count for him. But for the 2 trophies he won last year, it gives him an edge over Pep Guardiola. And you always have that tight competition between the club coach and the country coach. So it's between Scolani and Ancelotti. Whoever wins it, they are winning it for the first time in their career.
What a way to go there. Carlo Ancelotti versus Scaloni. Not forgetting Guardiola is also among the final 3 that were announced by FIFA. They were formerly 5. Coach of Morocco was there. And also you have Didier Deschamps of France. But right now it has been cut down to Ancelotti, Guardiola, and Scaloni. Let's see who wins the award. February 27th, that list will be out, or rather the name will be out, the winner's name will be actually announced there. And from there, let's talk about the slam and dunk sport of basketball. Quickly giving you update concerning games that were actually played earlier today. But, well, for Kevin Durant right now, trading from Brooklyn Nets to Phoenix Suns, a big one there. Let's look at the result quickly as we talk about the games we played. Denver Nuggets 104 against Orlando Magic. Magic actually came into their the Magic one there. They were able to win 115-104. Phoenix Suns 106. They lost that game against Atlanta Hawks. Where you have Atlanta Hawks, the Young was able to score 36 points, 7 rebounds, and 12 assists. Okogie got 25 points for Phoenix Suns, and he also got 3 steals. Well, for Gordon was able to get 37 points, 13 rebounds for Denver Nuggets, where Anthony got 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists in that game. Chicago Bulls 105 against Brooklyn Nets 116, and you look at that particular top scorer there was Lavin, who actually did well. Lavin won 38 points. He got 38 points there. The window, yes, he got for Brooklyn Nets 25 points and 6 assists, while Los Angeles Lakers, they lost that game against Milwaukee Bucks, where Giannis Antetokounmpo was able to do well, getting 38 points as the top performer in that game with 10 rebounds and 6 assists, and have Schroeder getting 25 points and 12 assists for those games that were actually played today. We continue to give you more concerning the NBA when it comes to the update, and the date is really edging closer. All-Star Game 19-20 February. Well, from the way it is, a lot of people can't just wait for that day to come. For LeBron, still celebrating the fact that he was able to get that record broken, at least right now ahead with extra 3 points. Good one for LeBron James and all the stars playing in the NBA. You can't take that away from all of them, and you just have to appreciate basketball at its best. Away from basketball, let's quickly talk about a particular scenario that happened sometimes back. It was suspended, but now it's coming again. We're talking about the European Super League. Well, the man that has been at the top of that particular issue right now has come back again. We're talking about Ben Richards saying future European Super League will have 80 clubs with no permanent members. And you look at this scenario, everybody was thinking, oh, it's over, but now it's coming again, and fans have been reacting over there in Europe.
Okay, it's not going to be over. The 3 clubs behind the A22 management team, I'm talking about Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Juventus. They're not going to let it go off. And if you know the reason why they want to do this, it will shock you. It's not because they so much believe in Super League, Cup, or competition. It's because of their envy for Premier League. Premier League currently now is the most watched league in the world. Take it or leave it. And they've seen that the Premier League has relegated both Serie A, La Liga, Bundesliga, French League, any other leagues. That's the truth. So the only way they can break down monopoly is to introduce what they call the Super League, in which the attention of everybody in the world will now be taken to that Super League, because you have clubs from all over Europe coming in to play that particular competition.
That should be up to 80 teams
80 teams,
now.
yes. Unlike what they did before, that they're going to have a permanent team. Now they're saying, okay, let's try another format to them. Let it be open to everybody. If you want to make it open, you're still going to have probably 6 or 7 teams from Premier League. We all know the team that will qualify to play in there. Then it's going to give them additional 15 matches to their current and overstretched matches that they play per season. Because by the time you have 80 teams, the number of matches that they will play will be longer than what they used to. So Premier League to start with, they've already condemned it. The likes of the 6 teams that were part of the initial 12 teams, I'm talking about the Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea, and Liverpool, Arsenal, and Tottenham. They've released their own statement. They've distanced themselves out of it. And this league, the Super League, can never be acceptable by anybody if Premier League are not part of it. And the Premier League are saying that we are not part of this again. If you like, resuscitate it 100 times, we are still going to tell you the same thing. We are not doing it. The like of Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan, and AC Milan, they've already backed out before. It is just Juventus, Barcelona, and Real Madrid, for a reason best known to them, that they are still pushing, seeing if they can get a breakthrough. Yes, football is business, but they should look at how to make their old league also more attractive, maybe by spending money, maybe by reducing their tax. Because if you look at the taxes that players pay, Spain and Germany, they pay the highest. In fact, French league is 50%. La Liga and Bundesliga, 47%. The Premier League is 45%.
At least 2%.
2% is a lot of money over there.
Of course.
So they have to look at a way to do something to attract foreign players. Like in Syria, for example, now they are debating that they want to do what they call Beckham law. The Beckham law is a law that Real Madrid tried to introduce when they signed David Beckham to Real Madrid in 2003 or so. So they too, they are trying to see how they're going to bring down their tax system from the current 47 to about 30%. If you do that, more players will be interested in coming. Not that you'll be telling me I'm collecting 500,000 pounds per week, without people knowing that it's already been divided
into 4
or 5.
The tax rate is high.
So that's what they really need to do. They need to get more sponsorship. They need to get more players. Look at Saudi League, for example, now. Look at what Cristiano Ronaldo is doing there. Believe me or not, by the end of this season, we'll see more players going there. So it's what they really need to do. Also, I see this Super League, whatever, failing if they bring it up 100 times. The fans are not in support of it. And if you don't get the buy-in or the support of the fans for any competition you want to do, especially in Europe, where majority of the fans, they have a stake in the club or in the competition, it's going to be a serious and total failure.
Well, from the way it is right now, that particular European Super League is something that a lot of clubs doesn't want to be associated with. Now let's look at that particular graphic that talked about 80 teams. 80 teams, non-usual format, where the man that have been pushing for that particular, it has been pushing for it. We talk about European Super League, up to 80 teams, multi-divisional format, no permanent members, minimum 14 matches per season, just like you mentioned.
How do they want to put that in? When in Premier League, for example, they play Premier League, that's their main league. They play Carabao Cup, they play FA Cup, they play Champions League, some play Conference League, some play Europa. Within that period, there will be international break also for the club, for the country competition. And now you are still expecting them to squeeze in another 14 matches minimum, because if you progress, probably the 14 matches will get to 16 or 18. Sincerely, honestly, they should find a better way of making money, because this is all about money. This is all about taking or directing the attention from the Premier League to the Super League. It's really not going to work. That is my own take. Or they can try it, but without the Premier League team participating in that competition. And you know what that means? If you don't have a Premier League team playing in a particular, like Champions League, for example, or Europa or Conference League. You don't have a Premier League team playing in there. It's look bored.
Dead from,
on arrival. So that's just my take.
We've been talking about the European Super League, still rearing its ugly head from the way it is. They are really pushing to see if that particular league will actually stand. We still wait to see concerning that. Well, before we go, let's talk about Victor Osimhen has really been on fire in Europe, especially Italy as they are. Right now, Chelsea, the Blues, to move for Napoli, a Nigerian striker, as top forward target next season.
Yeah, top forward target. I don't think it's going to be the right decision for Victor Osimhen.
They're trying to rival Manchester United now.
Yeah, definitely. You know, they have a way of hijacking deal like what they did to Arsenal in case of Modric also, you know. So I don't think Osimhen should go to Chelsea for his future. Yes, if you're looking at the money, currently now he has £112,000 per week. Why the excuse me, the highest paid player in Chelsea, Raheem Sterling, he has £325,000 per week. Raheem Sterling has scored only 5 goals this season. In fact, Chelsea, they are having 7 strikers, and all their 7 strikers have only scored 5 Premier League goals this season, while Victor Osimhen has scored 16 Serie A goals this season. Chelsea as a team has scored only 22 goals in Premier League this season. Osimhen has 16 goals already. So if you compare all this analysis, this statistic, Osimhen is the right fit for Chelsea. In terms of money, definitely they're going to increase his pay. But he has a contract with Napoli until 2025. That's the truth. But his aim now shouldn't be looking out for money, so that I will not make the mistake that Mikel Obi made in his own golden days when we are comparing Mikel Obi and Lionel Messi. And we saw what happened when Obi went for money instead of his career growth that can in the future pay him and give him the money. Osimhen should go to a club that they can be a contender for Champions League. That will make him to be among the nominee for FIFA Footballer of the Year. Simple as ABC. Chelsea is totally out of it. But if he's looking for money, which I would not advise him to look for, I don't think Chelsea is the best or the right place for Victor Osimhen to go to.
Well, for Victor Osimhen, we want to see where he will be moving to. He has been fantastic for Napoli over there in the city of Naples. That will be it on 360 Sport. I want to appreciate your time for joining us on the show.
It's my pleasure being here, Adeniyi.
I am Adeniyi Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.